What's up, everybody? And it's pretty much double review time as we're gonna do a SmackDown and 205 review. And a lot of big things happen on the show before next week's big show. It's supposed to be Wild Card SmackDown coming from my neck of the woods, my hometown of Chicago, Illinois. Since SmackDown will be here next Tuesday with a lot of big things, but I'll get to that near the end. We kicked off the show with AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth for the WWE Championship, which we quickly finally got that out of the way, and quick and painless, which pretty much AJ beat him with his back fist combination. He pretty much did one move. Really, he just did one move, and Ellsworth tried to do that super kick, but it just didn't work. So Styles really won under me. I'm kind of glad we got this out of the way because this Ellsworth thing has gone on long enough. And then he pretty much slammed Ellsworth into the table and beat him up and threw him all over the place and under the apron. And pretty much hit him against the barricade with a suplex. And then pretty much said, I'm not sorry. And it's time to move into 2017. Like, I've done everything. I've got everything I want for the year. I don't need Santa to bring me everything. I got the WWE Championship. But Ziggler pretty much came out. Still looks like a glam rocker. Talking about, he put his career on the line for that one last shot for the IC title. But now, he's going to do it what he has to do for the WWE Championship until Baron Corbin came out here, which is still not that good in the mic and scripted. But he pretty much told Ziggler, like, pretty much, you're not going to be wrestling for the championship next week. This is my opportunity. And Ziggler said he earned his shot. Where were you walking black carpets in New York? And Corbin pretty much says you didn't earn anything because you're going to lose, and I want my shot right now. And pretty much then Corbin got the what chance then when he kept talking until he punched Ziggler, and they brawled for a second, and Ziggler pretty much got hit with the end of days after that. But I guess this Ellsworth thing is over. I think this is dead. Alright, we finally got this out of the way. It was enough. It got too ridiculous when James Ellsworth was beating AJ Styles 3 times in a row for no reason, really, and he was too heavily involved with these high-profile matches with Ambrose and AJ. My God, like, this guy even got an entrance, t-shirt sales, way too much. Like, he just pretty much he was exposed, overexposed. It was just too much of him on this show, and it didn't end, and it kept getting ridiculous with James Ellsworth. So I think WWE is probably done with this. I don't know where he goes on from here, and I don't know what they can even do with this guy, but they are done with this, and he's pretty much overstayed his welcome way too long in this company and way too long in these high profile matches. It happened, the match is over, we move on to something bigger, because I swear to God, if this guy beats AJ Styles, I don't know what to say. So I'm very glad that this is over. Like, we can move on from this Ellsworth stuff. This has gotten enough. Gone on long enough. A person who doesn't get an entrance and has continued to waste on SmackDown is Apollo Crews. Which he pretty much jobbed The Miz tonight for pretty much the IC title. Yeah, well, pretty much the IC title. And this match pretty much kind of came and went by. Maurice tried to get involved, but Rep caught her, and Miz pretty much poked Apollo Crews in the eye and hit him with the Skull Crusher finale. My God, they need to send Apollo Crews back to NXT. I don't know what happened to Apollo Crews when they brought him up to SmackDown, but he had not enough time in NXT to develop, and maybe should have had a run with the NXT Championship before bringing him up to the main roster, because he has been wasted on this show, and it's not good. Renee Young was about to talk, and this was one of the big parts of the night. When Renee Young got in the ring and pretty much talked about Miz with his obsession with Dean Ambrose, Miz pretty much said, "Let's talk about your obsession with Dean Ambrose. Hey, you're the one sleeping with him," which really was some savage type of stuff out there, which was really good. The dude was a savage for saying that. I'm like, man, he said that. I'm like, Miz went in right there. It was pretty good. That was really good. So Renee Young slapped him and pretty much got out of the ring. And I don't know where this will go. Some people think Renee Young may be wrestling now. Could this be a Dean Ambrose and Renee Young versus Miz and Maurice, or she'll just be on the side, you know, pretty much cheering them on or get involved in the match somehow. But I'm like, holy crap! Like, that was some savage. Like, you gotta give Miz some great heel. Like, Miz is probably one of the best heels in this company right now, especially for the past maybe 4 to 6 months. Because the stuff he did was some savage shit. You're the one sleeping with him anyway, so like, talk about you. I didn't even think they would go there, but wow, that was great. Next was Carmella. Well, not Carmella. Natalya wanted to call out Nikki Bella until Carmella kind of pretty much came out there talking about how Natalya's weaseled her way in this, and that you don't care about the Bellas. You never even wanted them in this company. As Natalya told her shut up and called her a liar, but Carmella called Natalya a liar and pretty much told Nikki that, you know, all that silicone must be going to your head, which was a good line right there. And Nikki pretty much asked Natalya if this was true. After that, Natalya pretty much used Staten Island little snitch and pretty much chased up the ramp and threw her into some Christmas tree gift boxes, and she ran off then. But it pretty much continued to go on. It's pretty much continued to go on, and Natalya, which was a horrible promo. And let's get to how bad this promo was. It was cringe. This was cringe. Natalya looked like she stammered her words through this thing, and she pretty much called Nikki Bella a bitch multiple times. And we've gone on to these usual facts, which we all know what happens with this. Like, okay, we get it. John Cena will never marry her. We get on from that you're not wrestling royalty. You're only in this company because of your looks and everything. You don't have the charisma. Her cat has more charisma than her. I very much called her a bitch 2 times and screwed up some line. I don't know. She screwed up a lot of lines with it. So how you beautiful in the inside and outside? I thought you meant ugly on the outside or ugly on the inside, which she messed that up. And it's just the usual stuff people say about Nikki Bella. We just pull Cena into this, or the political stuff she's done. This has all been said and done. Total Bellas, Total Divas, spin-off. Who cares? No one watches those shows. So it was the same old, same old. But the Natalya promo was very, very bad. Alexa Bliss pretty much was limping to Daniel Bryan, and Bryan told him that next week you will battle for the title next week in Chicago. And if you didn't beat your opponent tonight, or even wrestle tonight, you won't be the champion anymore. Luke Harper winning against Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose beat Luke Harper. Pretty much reversed it and got in the pin. So I don't know. Luke Harper was a beast last week. I'll say that. It was still a little bit better right here, but I don't know. Luke Harper loses a lot of matches to people when you look at it, because I still don't understand why Kane was beating Luke Harper clean. But now pretty much Dean Ambrose beat him clean. After that, Wyatt and Orton got in the ring, pretty much started beating up Ambrose and hit him with that Sister Abigail RKO thing. And pretty much after that, Miz came out here and was skull crushing finale, pretty much to pick the bones apart and leave them there. So I don't know where this Miz and Dean Ambrose thing will go, but we know Renee Young and Maurice will probably get involved. Hopefully it's not a wrestling match, because I don't even know if Renee Young can wrestle. Alexa Bliss went against La Luchadora, which was pretty much Becky Lynch in a mask, which kind of was a little bit funny, and pretty much La Luchadora won the match, which pretty much was Becky Lynch, and I don't know how Alexa Bliss didn't know this earlier, but pretty much Becky won the match. So she's going to get a title shot. Ryan Felipe was looking for Orton, but Mojo Rawley showed up since, he doesn't have a tag team partner right now since Zack Ryder's hurt and he's on his own. That Orton's not the same right now. Kurt Hawkins, which I'm surprised he's still even on this show, pretty much mocked Ryder's injury since both Mojo Rawley and Kurt Hawkins were Zack Ryder's partner before in 2 different teams. We're currently Mojo Rawley right now, though. So it will be a match with them, and Kurt Hawkins had cruel intentions at Ryan Felipe. And then Hawkins went against Mojo, which nobody cared for this match, and pretty much chanted for JBL. Listen, I'm not really the biggest fan of Mojo Rawley. I don't think Mojo Rawley can work on his own because Mojo Rawley in NXT on his own sucked. He sucked in NXT. Don't get me wrong, this hype bros thing is working out for him, but he sucked in NXT by himself. Like, believe me, I've seen it. He's just sucked. So I just don't know where they were going to keep that going. James Ellsworth, again, which I still don't know what they're going to do with this guy, but now Carmella's going to help him now, since he was in all this pain and had the Cesaro tape on and bandages. Listen, I don't know where they're going to go with James Ellsworth, but they got to keep this guy away from the main event. I'm almost about to be like Booker T and say send him back to Indy, but he has a contract, so I guess you can't do nothing about that. Ziggler then went against Corbin for, I guess, his title shot on the line, which for some reason fans tried to see him punked in throughout this match, which wasn't a bad match really, but it ended up in a double count out, and then AJ took a chair and beat both men as Daniel Bryan pretty much went on to say it would be a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. So I wish it would have been a one-on-one, but Corbin's in it, so triple threat next week in Chi-Town. And a lot of things happen next week with SmackDown. We got the Women's Championship on the line with Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch again. We have a Four Corners Elimination Tag Team title match between the Wyatts, American Alpha, Usos, which I thought one of them was still hurt, and Rhino and Slater. So that's how that's going to go next week. So it's going to be an action-packed show next week with a lot going down in Chi-Town next week. In the Wild Card SmackDown, or the last SmackDown of the year. And then I guess we can move on to 205, which once again, this crowd is dead. People have pretty much walked out on this show now on SmackDown, walked out after SmackDown multiple times. And we saw Arya Daivari versus Lince Dorado, which I'm not saying Dorado's jobbing or anything, but some people think he's an enhancement talent. But Daivari won and pretty much called out Jack Gallagher and called him a scoundrel. To Jerry, which we already know who's coming back, will be on the Cruiserweight division soon again. Brian Kendrick pretty much was talking to Neville in the back, and Neville says, we're not friends, we're just partners tonight, and respect his accomplishments, but there can only be one king of the Cruiserweights, because he laid the foundation down for him. Cedric Alexander then went against Drew Gulak. Alicia Fox was there also, which, when this match went on, Noam Dar pretty much came out since Cedric knocked her down accidentally, and pretty, I lose my train of thought right there, but he pretty much knocked her down. Noam Dar picked her up and left with her, and Cedric Alexander did still win the match and beat Drew Gulak with the lumber check, and ran backstage. Then I gotta say, Drew Gulak loses a lot of matches. He really does. He just kind of loses a lot of matches for some reason. And they pretty much went to cut on this promo saying, like, this is a man's world, that no women shouldn't be involved during this match. And then they pretty much went backstage with Alicia Fox icing her ankle, as pretty much Alexander and Noam Dar stood there. And Alexander thanked Noam Dar for helping out, which Noam Dar speaks very funny but weird and creepy sometimes about Alicia Fox multiple times. So Noam Dar said, if Fox ever needs his help, just call for him, and pretty much Cedric just looked at him crazy. Main event for the 205 Live one. Once again, I gotta say, the crowd was dead. They've already walked out on the show. I've already heard a few Austin Aries chants. There were a few chants here, yes, but it was Neville and Brian Kendrick versus TJ Perkins and Rich Swann, which wasn't a bad tag team match. It wasn't really a bad tag team match at all. And they pretty much ended with Neville in the Red Arrow on TJ Perkins for the win. So it was a good tag match, but once again they gotta do something about these cruiserweights on here. Listen, it's just not working on doing this show at the SmackDown, especially if the crowd is halfway dead and they've already walked out. Now as for Chi-Town, I'm not really sure. We're usually a big wrestling city and everything, but I don't know if I probably wouldn't be surprised if people walked out on 205 Live again. They need to go back to Full Sail, as people are saying, and film it there. So they just need to do that, because it is not working for them. Like, they really need to figure something out with that. But SmackDown was an alright show. Better than whatever Raw was doing last night and Roadblock. Because those shows were god awful, horrible. Made you want to just blow up the whole thing. Almost commit suicide watching that show. The show, Raw is just bad. Just bad. SmackDown was at least a better show tonight, as usual. But we'll see what continues on next week when it goes down in Chicago. So hopefully a lot will really happen. I'm sure we're going to get more CM Punk chants than Detroit is tonight. So get ready for the CM Punk chants and watch out for those. But I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace.